Hi, my name is Adolfo, a principal software engineer at Axim Collaborative. And in this workshop, we're going to talk about frontend-base, a new way to compose MFEs. Enjoy.
I'm going to try and make this as hands-on as possible, so that means I'm going to talk as little as possible, okay? Deal? That doesn't mean I won't talk at all. There's some stuff I need to tell you. First, context. But let me ask you, how many of you have used OpenEdX MFEs before developed on OpenEdX MFE? Okay. Throw it on me. How do they suck? What's the problem? Raise your hand. And where's the can you take?
Yeah, we'll pass this around for now.
Yeah, okay. So raise your hand. Give me one reason why our current MFE architecture sucks.
The MFEs were all built by different teams, and so the implementation is varied and all over the place.
Thank you. Perfect. Anybody else? Wow. Is everything that great? Go ahead.
One more thing to add. This was logged by Braden
McDonald, yes.
McDonald of OpenCraft, but this is something we found independently of that too. There are some MFEs where the SAS it generates CSS 10 times.
10 times, yes.
10 times.
Correct. Correct.
Minimum.
It sucks, right? What else? I know OpenCraft has some complaints. Nothing? Should it?
I mean, the version of libraries is slightly different in each MFE. There are certain packages that are installed in certain MFEs but will conflict with other ones, like React Query. Installing it in certain places just cause a lot of things to
Just
blow up.
blows everything up.
And that makes it even more problematic
Nice.
when you have a plugin that has its own dependencies. So that
Yes. Yes. How many of you have used plugin slots since Sumac? All right, great. Do you have opinions about them? Just the slot mechanism.
They are great, but there are some issues. Like, for example, in dev, it's hard to set up, so it refreshes automatically. I think you, especially with Tutor, if you try to do, like, use the patch, like to inject the slot, you have to create a plugin, save the plugin, rebuild the image, reload. It sucks. And then
Correct. Who else? Opinions on the plugin slots mechanism, particularly if you were here on the first workshop, which was about that. Anybody? That's fine. Go ahead. Oh, wait, I have this one.
Well, I kind of discovered them this morning, and
Okay.
it seems a little over over-engineered.
Okay, over-engineered.
Very complex compared to what you want to achieve with them sometimes.
Okay. Complex for whom, do you think? For the operator, for the developer, or both? For the plugin author? From where, which perspective are you coming from? How would you use them?
Well, we deploy OpenEdX, and there's stuff
Would
that
you-
we need to change in the.
Would you create plugins for the slots, or would you create slots? Both?
Plugins for the slots, I
Okay.
think.
All right, no, cool. It's fine if you're not sure. It's also
Unless there's
it's also
a
good
slot
feedback.
I'm needing is missing.
Right? Okay. Anything else?
I'll just talk into the room because we can hear pretty well, right?
But we're recording.
Oh, we're
that's
also
why.
recording. Hello for the recording. One thing we noticed is that we were working on implementing features before the slots were rolled out. And then once the slots were rolled out, we were able to take what we built and use the slots. So it was kind of a parallel thing that worked to achieve what we were trying to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So,
So in
it's
some-
a positive.
yeah, in
okay.
some ways it can be
okay.
positive,
Good.
right?
It doesn't
And-
all suck. All right. Great.
Doesn't also.
this talk is great.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. Did the mic get that?
I think so.
So this goes here. Does anybody disagree with what was said so far? These are real problems, right? Everything I heard is something I felt myself developing for MFAs. Okay, so I'm going to talk a bit more. Sorry. 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, I forget now, we set out to solve many of these problems, and I failed to solve these problems because we tried to solve too much in a way that was too different to what was there. So if you were there in Portugal or in South Africa for the past conferences, you would have heard me say, we're going to do this new fancy thing and it's going to solve all these problems, right? Where is that thing? Okay, we tried something called Pyral, which I've said many times in the past. That did not work at all. It was too complicated, too different. We didn't do that. We started doing something else, and that almost dropped to the floor. But we picked it up, and this is what we're going to be trying out today. It's called Frontend-base, version 1.00 alpha 4, I think, which is where we're at. So let's, before I give any more details, I promised in the talk description that there would be a part where there would be diagrams. Okay, so let me show you diagrams. Did everybody get this QR codes? Okay, I'll give you a couple of seconds.
Maybe we want to get the URL just up in big text for people so they can.
Yeah, this guy here. Oh wait. Yeah, I didn't get the. I'll get to the big text later. Let me just show the fancy diagram I have. It's very intricate. Here it is. If you remember anything about this workshop, remember that, okay? That is called the shell. And it's the only thing that's different from, I guess not different, it's not an industry standard. This is the only new thing we're going to show you. Everything else, however detailed and complicated or not, is just plain industry standard technology, the simplest as possible. So this was the driving force behind what we're doing here, to not reinvent the wheel, right? I have invented here syndrome. I hate to reinvent things. So if things exist that solve our problems, we're going to use them, all right? And the more people also use that thing, the better. So, you know, how many people use Pyral? Anybody know how many people use, any friends that use Pyral? Of course not. It's just, you know, it's fancy and awesome, but nobody uses it. So it's good that we are also not using it. What the hell is this? So any guesses? Go ahead. Oh, wait. It's a mic.
This is a microphone?
Yes.
Oh, cool. I mean, to me, it looks like a header, a body, and a footer.
Yes. You got to start. This is the shell. And it means that whatever goes in the middle doesn't have to worry about the header and the footer anymore. That's it. That's the simplest possible thing we could do that's not industry standard, right? And the only thing that, other than that we did is give folks a mechanism to stick things in the middle and to configure the top and the bottom, right? Does that start to make sense? The middle is not responsible for the top, but there are ways it can do things to it depending on what else is happening. Question, perfect, go ahead, wait. Here you go.
Will it fix today's issue with the inconsistency of the header on different tabs?
Yes, that is exactly why we did this. So, as you probably guessed, the MFEs go in the middle now, okay? They don't care about the header anymore insofar as actually importing the React component. They don't do that anymore. It's always the same actual React component at the top. It's always the same header, literally. What changes is how you configure it, depending on what route you are on. I'm getting good at this.
Can I give you a hug?
Later on, yes.
Really amazing. So
That's good
Adolfo,
feedback.
could we explain to people that may not know what we're doing currently with MFEs for the header and the footer? Just
Yeah,
to
go
make
ahead.
sure that we have that. Okay, yeah. So one of the things that you probably know if you have dealt with MFE development before, but if you haven't, it's one of the pain points is that for every MFE, it is a single page application, which means it is in charge of rendering everything the user sees. That means the header, that means the footer, that means every single route that is part of that single page application. And so that means that even though we have a shared front-end component header that is used across all of these different places, it's just a React component being imported. Sometimes the versions aren't necessarily in sync. Sometimes it's using a completely different part of the component. So we don't have anything that's kind of consolidating how these are being used. Whereas in this scenario, each MFE won't care about having a header in the same way. It won't be responsible for rendering it. So it's a huge difference and a huge improvement from a maintainability perspective, if nothing else.
Again, if you get anything out of this, you can leave now. You got the most important part, okay? This is what you need to know. The rest is all details. So if you want to stay for the details, this is the part where we get our hands dirty with the 1.0 alpha, okay? So with that in mind, get your keywords ready. I'm gonna do things together with you to an extent. So if you fall behind, ask your colleague or go to another group. You can ask me too, it's fine. Do whatever you want. This is supposed to be loud and messy, okay? Go ahead, question, what?
Yeah, question remembered.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just a question that I remembered regarding headers. Will we still have a couple of different headers for every single SPA? So learner dashboard will have a different header from whatever.
I love your question because it is wrong now.
Thank God. Okay.
There's only one SPA now, right? I lost my diagram. It's just what you saw there is the SPA. There are no more different SPAs.
Well, okay, so it will be the same component, but we will have the ability to configure the header. So it is a configurable component, and the apps that go into that middle section will have the ability to configure that component by saying, hey, I want to add these links here because I have these routes now and I want them to be links. And we can expand the ways in which we want that to be configurable, but it will actually be the same way. It'll be configured using the same technology for everything instead of just pulling in a completely different header like we see in some scenarios now.
Okay.
All right, let's get our hands dirty. If you have a local checkout or a local tutor dev, you're going to want these repositories in there, right? I'm assuming you're all on that page, literally. So frontend-base at master, actually main, front-end template site, front-end template application, which you are probably familiar with, but at the front-end-base branch, okay? Same for front-end app auth-n and front-end app learner dashboard. Okay, so these last three you check out at the front-end-base branch. Does that make sense to everybody? What I mean by a branch? At least one person in the group should understand what I'm saying, okay? It feels like you do. Okay, if you don't, just yell, all right? All right, let's get our hands dirty. Okay, so I cheated a bit, so let me go back here. if by any chance you have a checkout of that page I was showing you, there's a script in there to connect to the VM, right? You don't need the script. You can do it manually. If you were here in the previous workshop, it's the actual almost same command. Almost, it's not the exact same command. Points for who finds the difference. No, just kidding. There's a new port in there. It's 8080. Yeah, it's just a new port. So what does the script do? Let me show you. It's just a long-ass one-liner that forwards a bunch of ports to your local machine, okay? I'm not going to spend too much time on this. There's probably somebody in your group that knows how to connect here. If they don't, again, holler. All right, cool. Moving on. This is going to be fast. All right. All right, so I'm going to connect to the VM. This is my IP address. Don't use it, or use it, whatever. Fool with me. Doesn't matter. I cheated. I have my key in there now already. So if you don't have your key in there, you will use this password here. Video bars to gravitate probe. It's random. There's no hidden meaning in it. It doesn't mean anything. Go ahead. Question. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes. Let me try something different here. I don't do this very often, but you're right. Thank you.
If you right-click at the top in the DD term thing.
Oh, yeah, it's DD term.
Yeah.
Preferences.
And then
Thank you.
there's colors.
Colors. I probably want black on white, right?
And then, yeah, you can just uncheck use colors from system theme and then pick whatever.
Gnome light. Let's try gnome light.
Yeah, if you keep it drop down, you can still change it.
Oh, okay.
See while you go.
Is this better? But you can see it now. Oh, okay, that's what's matter. That's what matters. Okay, cool. All right. Can I go on? Does everybody have checkouts, or they're in the VM with the ports forwarded? Or just the brain, it's fine. Brains work. Okay. All right. First thing we're going to do is actually run front-end templates site. So in the source directory in the VM, there's a folder called front-end template site. I'll explain shortly what it is. Just go in there, and you're going to want to run nvm use. Do I need to explain what nvm use is? Yeah, I got more no's than yeses, so no. It's just a way to select which node version you're using. Now npm ci. Again, I cheated, so this is probably going to be faster on mine. No, not that fast, apparently.
This module leaks memory. Do not use it.
Right? What the hell is it doing there? Yeah, this is a long story, right? What do you do about these warnings? Well, we can talk about that later. So let's keep focused here. All right, I have an old modules. Cool. Bunch of stuff in there. Where is it coming from? Let's take a look at package.json. All right. Version 1.0. Some interesting things. Oh, there's some scripts here we can use. Interesting. Dev, port 8080. We'll probably be wanting that. It runs some OpenEdX command, which we don't know where it comes from. I'll show you later, right? OpenEdX dev at port 8080. Keep that in mind. What else? Let's take a look at the dependencies. You've seen this, right? Yeah. OpenEdX brand. You know what this is? Ooh, this is likely new. This is a new auth-in package, right? It's not an MFE as you knew it before. It's a package. It's a library that you import. There's a new one here also, Frontend App Learner Dashboard, 1.0 Alpha 3. And finally, OpenEdX frontend-base, which is the topic, or supposed to be the topic here. And browsers list config, and this is also something you should keep in mind. We can discuss it later, but peer dependencies are gonna be important here for this to work in terms of efficiency and bundle size and everything. Some stuff is the same in every MFE. What's the stuff? Paragon, React, React DOM, and so on and so forth. And now, this is new React Query, okay? This is something new now. I gave a preview earlier to some people here, Kshitij in particular. We're now, basically, I'll just come out and say it. Does anybody here like Redux? Like, oh, Redux, yes! No, right? It works, it does its job. I can imagine a scenario where Redux would be indispensable. Is it indispensable for micro frontends, though, really? Well, we don't think so. We should be moving towards React Query for everything and React contexts as much as possible. So some of what you'll see here stems from this philosophy. We want simpler with tools that are straightforward and easy to understand, right? And yeah, there probably won't be time, but we'll take a look at Frontend App Learner Dashboard and how I started to convert it and how difficult it is to get Redux's fingers off of everything, right? Because, yeah, it's insane. Okay, so rant out of the way. Any questions about what you saw here already? It's fine to interrupt. Just ask for the box. All right, cool, no questions. Okay, cool, let's go. Let's run this. What should I run? What you see that before? npm run dev. Great. Let's see. Ooh, there's a fancy new colored CLI. Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it?
Actually, there is like one question about this.
Wait, box. It's Glebe. The question's probably good.
So it's about this OpenEdX script. I cannot find from where it is actually getting there. And does it the same script that was called edX before and it was renamed like in the near time or something?
Yes, that is the old FedEx script. So some people here are longtime users of OpenEdX. We had the same sort of script before. It was called fedX for front-end edX, right? But it was too ugly, so we renamed it to OpenEdX. It's just, there's not going to be a confusion with a new OpenEdX command that does something different. At least not for now, so we're just calling it OpenEdX, okay? Yeah. And it lives in frontend-base, if you're curious. All right, this is taking a while.
Yeah, did you hit the error yet?
What?
Did you hit the not enough file watchers error?
Oh, maybe it'll do that.
It did that after a while for me.
Are you already running Tutor behind the scenes? Is that?
It could be. Yes, I cheated. My tutor's already running.
Yeah, just to clarify. So you're already running Tutor and now you're doing this stuff?
Yes, but just because I cheated, I should have told you. So if I do a tutor dev status from everywhere. All right, yeah, I already have tutor running. So let me go back here. Tutor dev stop. So I can show you the exact command I'm running. All right, cool. So just quickly, this is a bare bones tutor main deployment with a tutor dev launch. All right, I already ran this. This takes 2.5 hours to finish. So tutor dev launch is already completed in that VM for you. So you just run tutor dev start -d, and let's do MFE. Okay? This will start only the stuff we want now, none of the stuff we don't want. That means we get SMTP, MySQL, permissions, Redis, and so on and so forth, right? Let's check something. Great, failed successfully, right? This is something we should have fixed in the VM, but I'm glad we didn't because you may run into this in your own machines, right? So if you run into a file system watchers error, the simplest fix is to edit etc/sysctl.conf. Got that? etc/sysctl.conf. I hate pronouncing that. And at the bottom, this is what you put. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that.
So,
the number here is just put a large number in there.
So yeah, it's also possible to do it just for the current boot. I'm gonna send Adolfo a link really quick.
Okay.
So, give me a second.
In the meantime, are you okay with this? All right. After you do that, sudo sysctl-p. Okay. Yeah, this should fix it. Yeah, it's a common thing. It's set way too low for modern, especially developer systems. Once you did that, you should be able to npm run dev. Again, you shouldn't worry too much about security if you're doing this in your VMs, right? These VMs are going to die in a few hours. Okay, let's try this again.
W, that's just.
Oh, okay, that's just for the. Yeah, but for now it's fine.
I'm actually doing so I keep seeing it, so I remember that we need
Okay, yeah, good call. So while that runs, let me talk about front-end template site. You know front-end template application. It was used for when you want to create a new MFE. You copy that repository, modify it, give it a new name. It's your new MFE. But now MFEs are libraries. So where is stuff going to run from? This is where stuff is going to run from. You're not going to create a new MFE or a new something you're going to contribute to the community. This is something specific to your individual OpenEdX instances. This is important. Did everybody understand that? When you're launching a new OpenEdX instance, Tutor is going to do this for you. But let's say you're not using Tutor. You're doing it bare metal. You want to copy a front-end template site, and you can modify everything you want in there, commit it. You can go into, for example, I didn't create a screen, god damn it. Okay, I'll be back for that. You can go into the public index.html and change the header to whatever the hell you want because it's your site. You do whatever you want with it, right? And you commit it, and that's your site. Right? You're going to pull in all your apps, all your MFEs into this site configuration. I'm going to show you what it looks like shortly. And that's your site. That's it. Okay? When we port Tutor MFE to this, Tutor is going to have its own site configuration. And you're going to be able to write plugins for it the way you're used to. Right? So this is sort of a developer layer or bare metal layer kind of thing, right? If you're a Tutor user, you won't have to worry too much about this.
Do you maybe want to just click around on the GitHub thing while this is running?
Oh, okay. All right, okay. So it's running. Let's take a look at it maybe. So where do I put it? Here it is, okay. apps.local.openedx.io port 8080, and I'm going to cheat again because I know what's in here, and I'm going to log in. right? Got that? I'm going to press enter. All right, something's happening, but then nothing happens. And there's a 401 failure. Does anybody recognize this? No, it's okay. It's just a trivia. Course. Yes, let's fix this. How do you usually fix this? Let's take a look at, there's a cheat in the frontend-base repository if you want to take a look at the README. That's what I'm doing now. Developing with tutor. Okay, we need a tutor configuration for this to work. So if you go to frontend-base in the README, there's a developing with tutor section. You're going to copy. You actually don't need the top parts, just this part here. This is a tutor plugin, okay? It's the simplest possible tutor plugin. It's just setting some LMS configuration. Any questions about what this is and what this does?
Yeah, if I were to try to actually get this working in Tutor, where would I put this? What type of file is it? What should how do I enable it?
Excellent question. Stay tuned for our TV show promo. Okay, I canceled that because I won a screen. Okay, what was I going to do? Yeah, tutor plugin. So this is a bog standard tutor, pip installed tutor to the user's home directory. Quiz, where is the plugin directory in an installation like that? Local share? Yep, perfect, spot on, Kshittij, star.
Is there a way to ask Tutor where this is?
Ah, that's even better, right? So let's tutor, what? Print.
Plugins.
Ah, it's config plugins or tutor config?
Just Tutor plugins.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Tutor plugins print root, yeah.
Okay, cool. Ah, that's what I should be putting my plugin on, all right? So this doesn't exist. Yes, you can. You can change it to whatever you want. It's just that this is a bog standard, all default installation.
Yes, and it will know if you changed it. So when you say Tutor plugins print root, no matter what you changed it to, that will be where your plugins go.
Exactly. So I'm cheating again, okay. Because there are no plugins other than the default ones. So if I run tutor plugins list, there's only the MFE plugin here. I didn't install any of the other stuff because this VM is slow and small and you know, like a donkey. So it's only just those two plugins. Let's create a new one. Again, I'm in that directory, okay? Let's call it frontend-base.py. It's a Python file, and I'm just gonna paste, damn it. Okay, better. So simplest possible tutor plugin. Okay, something happened. Did I lose my connection? No, it's just slow. Okay. Let me write it, come back. Okay. It sets some development settings for the LMS, and it sets 3 settings. Redirect whitelist, CSRF, trusted origins, and CORS origin whitelist for port 8080. There's nothing fancy going on. Every MFE gets a few lines like this, okay? It's just that we have a new thing happening. It's not an MFE, it's a site configuration with front-end-base. But we just want the LMS to trust it, all right? This is all we're doing here. The LMS is the edX platform that's running in the background. Cool? Okay, any questions? All right. I saved it. Yeah. Frontend-base.py.
If it's so simple and common, why is it not there by default?
We're not using 8080 for any of the current MFEs. So yeah, we basically have this for all of the ports for all the MFEs that are installed into the MFE, but not
So that's a port that's
for
custom.
yeah.
Thanks.
Yep.
Sorry,
It
hopefully
could
the
be
mic
any
picked that up.
arbitrary port. Doesn't really matter. You can change it for your own stuff if you want. All right, so if I run tutor plugins list, there it is. It's installed but not enabled. So tutor plugins enable. I think this is the syntax.
Yeah.
Okay, great. It's saved. All right, am I done? What else do I need to do?
When you do tutor plugins list again, you should see the check mark next to it.
It's enabled. There's still one thing more I need to do. No, we don't need to do that anymore. Tutor, when you enable a plugin, the config is automatically saved, but we still need to restart the LMS, otherwise it won't pick up the... Yeah. Perfect. You can do this and restart just the LMS, for example.
MFE
I'll
and
show
all
you.
of the dependencies for the MFE one, which included LMS and CMS. Yeah.
So what we have is the LMS, mainly search, MFE, Mongo, MySQL, Redis, and SMTP. Okay. We won't need half of those right now, just the LMS and MFE basically. Not even MFE probably. All right, let's see if we fix the problem. Going back, front-end template, site, npm run dev. Just as a matter of organization, at 2:30, if I'm not mistaken, there's going to be a half-hour break. Is that right? I think so.
Yeah, a coffee break at 2:30, I'm pretty sure.
2:30. It's a half-hour break, and then you come right back here. Okay. We're not going to be done. Ask the question again, please. Throw the box.
So, do you not need to rebuild the MFE's images?
Not yet, we don't. Not for this. We're just changing the LMS configuration now.
Oh, so basically, when you enable the plugin, tutor, save the config, and render the plugin to the environment?
It rendered the configuration files that the LMS and CMS look at, right?
Okay, and restart will pull them in without having to rebuild the image, right?
So specifically with the MFEs, this isn't touching what's in that MFE image right now. The plugin that we installed is just telling Tutor at a cores level, we're okay with talking to things on this port, even if those things aren't running inside one of the Tutor Docker images.
Exactly. Thank you for bearing with the box. It's just, you know, we're recording this. People are going to maybe want to look at it later. I don't know. All right, built. Cool. All right, always wrong. Okay, where did I put that? Oh, no, it's here. Great. So this was failing before. Let's try this again. All right. This looks familiar, right? This is not an MFE. This is that site thing that's running authn as a library. How the hell does this work? I don't know. We'll see. First, let's try and log in. Open edX, open edX. Again, you should all be getting this, like literally working there, because you're going to need it. So, okay. Try, at least.
Well, it worked locally. I forgot I still had my fidget spinner thing installed.
Oh, it's there? and I logged in, but it went somewhere else. It didn't stay where I wanted it to. Well, that sucks. Let's fix that too. Hence, it's going to be in the same plugin file. We're going to tell the LMS not to send us somewhere we don't want, right? We want to go to, our site thing. So again, I left that in a separate window. I'm going back to my plugin. I'll just local share tutor main plugins frontend-base. So I'm editing that same thing we just created. I'm going to add a couple of things here. Let me cheat. Where did I put this? Sorry. I don't even know where my own configuration is. Yeah, it's okay. It's just in the same place. Okay, so this is my local machine. It's not the VM. Here, there it is. All right. We're gonna need these two fellers here. We're telling the LMS that the learner dashboard or home, same thing, now lives at port 80. Both authn and learner dashboard live at port 80. And you'll see how that works also later, okay? So I'm gonna copy this and paste it in the VM. Cool, I'm gonna leave that up a little bit. Question, box. Let me get the box. I'm not good enough to launch it from here, am I?
Hello, everybody. So you're pointing all of those
two MFEs.
MFEs in sarcastics, as some
yeah.
of us like to call them, to port 8080, which means, and you said that we can add any number of MFEs that way, but I'm
you will eventually
that you cannot have the same path.
Yes, and I'll show you how that works. Yes, you can't have two things, two applications, two whatever living at the same path,
right, exactly.
And expect that to work, right?
Totally. Yep.
Yeah. Except that's not exactly what's happening there, and you see why shortly. Wait. Sorry.
I know. Do you necessarily have to put the HTTP, or can we be HTTP agnostic?
I didn't try without it, so don't try without it. I don't know if it's going to work.
It won't work because you're not running you're not running SSL.
Yeah. So these configuration lines are not new. They Tutor sets these explicitly for each MFE. Okay, there's already set. What you're doing here is we're cheating even further. We're just defining the same things lower down than Tutor in the file. So the ones that count are these ones. Okay. Can I move ahead? No objections? No objections. Great. I'm restarting just the LMS again because I just changed that single file. Except I forgot to do something now, which is, no, somebody mentioned something about this before. I forgot to save the configuration. The difference here, before I had enabled the plugin, so the configuration saved automatically. Now I just edited the file. So this is not going to work. I need to tutor config save. And now if I restart the LMS, it's going to work. What? Let's see. Okay. Let's try something different. I'm going to log out. Interesting. Yeah, this is a donkey VM. It's going to take 10 hours. Okay, let's. You think it's done? Come on. I know you can do it. Let me check the resources. Is it like... it's okay. I think it just finished. Oh, come on. No. Okay, that worked, finally. Okay, I'm logged out. Let's go to the usual place, local openedx.io 8000. All right, you recognize this? This is just the same old thing. Now I'm going to click sign in. And, oh, cool. I'm taken to my 8080 guy. And if I log in now, OpenEdX, same as usual. Did I not click it? I didn't click it. Ah, I stayed put. What's here? Interesting. I'm at the root of something, and it looks like the learner dashboard, but a little bit different. What's different about this?
It's not a learner dashboard path.
It's not a?
It's not the learner dashboard path.
No, it's not. It's at the root. It's at the root. I feel it's kind of, I feel it's a little bit appropriate because, you know, it's the dashboard, it's the thing. It doesn't, I mean, you know, it doesn't have to be at the root. It's up to you as, and I'm going to show you how this works.
And this is the, for our instance, this is our behavior we've basically replicated for 10 years.
The root is the...
Yes.
Okay, cool. See, another positive... a positive comment.
Well, in our previous work.
Great minds think alike.
So is it like the main difference is about the footer and header that's on this page versus the original learning dashboard?
Yeah. So what I did, I went very painstakingly, removed all of the header references, everything about the header and the footer from front-end app learner dashboard. Did a bunch of other boring, irritating things, including removing Redux from the equation and parts. And what you're seeing is the result, right? So at the top here, we can inspect this, I hope. There is a header. Okay, I can see a header. There's some thing below. I'll show you what that is. You recognize. There's a main content. Okay, interesting. And at the very bottom, there's something else with a footer. All right, this is the shell in HTML form, in its final rendered form. Okay, so let's first take a look at the configuration that glues this all together real quick, all right? So back on my shell, where am I? What is this? Oh, this is the log, okay. So front end, template, site. All right, cool. There are two files here which you should not recognize. Siteconfig build and siteconfig dev. We're running dev, so let's take a look at the dev one, all right? All right, cool. I'm importing some stuff from frontend-base. Interestingly, a footer app, a header app, and a shell app, right? And from the authn package you saw installed in package.json, I import an authn app. And from Learner Dashboard, a Learner Dashboard app, right? Imagine what they do. Let's see. Where do I use them? There's some random configuration here. This should be boring. You recognize some of this stuff, right? It works pretty much the same, except in camel case, right? That's a big innovation for this part. It's just camel case now. Camel case everywhere. This is the node environment, development environment. And here's the interesting bit. This is where I stick everything. So pretty much just stick it all in there and it figures itself out. Yes, there's some care with the order. Things that are prioritary should be first, like the shell app, as you would imagine, because the shell is the one that kick-starts the whole thing, right? It gives us the layout to fill with the rest of the stuff. You can notice right off the bat that, what's going to happen if I remove the header app from here? Should we try? It's too bad it takes 10 hours to build. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't right now. The break's in 4 minutes. Exercise for the home. Try that later. And then there's some external routes here because not everything's an app. For example, let's start with the bottom here. The logout URL. Okay, it's an external one. It's nothing to do with the MFEs. The account MFE, you'll recognize this URL and the profile MFE. Why are they not up here? What's happening here? Well, what's happening is I don't have time to port these other MFEs, so they're still there, right? I'll prove it to you. So if I click here, okay, profile MFE. If you look at the URL there, it looks like a profile MFE. If I click it, I go to the profile MFE, all right? So this should give you a hint as to how you can use this stuff. Let's say you want to keep deploying separate single-page apps, one for each. You can still do this as long as you configure the external URLs correctly to the right roles, right?
So why would somebody want to do that?
Because they're edX.org. Basically, that's how they do it.
Or more specifically, I think they would want to do a slow rollout where you get the benefits of front-end-base, but you're not rolling it out to every single front-end application that you're using at the same time. So it gives you the opportunity to do a structured rollout and eventually bring more and more of your applications into front-end-base as you're comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So this is feeling like the original theming and MFE environment, and now you're going sort of two different MFE architectures.
If you want to,
right?
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Another specific reason you might want to do that if you're using some vendor JavaScript that requires running on a different domain for each MFE, say, you might still want, if you're running an MFE on each domain, I guess that's the answer. You're going to want to do the separate deployment still. So it's still possible. It's too bad Jeremy's not here. He's the one to you guy that came to the conference. So he should be happy. Things will still work for him. Question, Glebe.
Does it mean that those applications that are included under the shell app are more bind together in terms of dependencies than those that are external?
Again, there's no magic here. It's just a package.json file with some dependencies. And Webpack compiles them. So what happens is, if you keep the dependencies between each app similar enough, Webpack will dedupe them, right? Does that make sense? And compile a smaller bundle than would have been otherwise. But wait, I think I lost your question in the shuffle there. Say it again.
But yeah, for example, if we are using for footer application one new fancy module that is incompatible with the main header application, would it cause a problem and conflict when
Yes.
installing them together?
It would, yes. So if you're in a situation where you have an app, yeah, we're aware, it's almost done. Poor Serena. Sorry. If you have a app that you want to run in a particular MFE, I guess, that's incompatible with the other MFEs at build time, then you'd want two separate sites. Okay, so you'd have two versions of this directory with two versions of this file, one for each, but you'd have to connect them together with the external URLs. Does that make sense? Yeah. Hold your questions. Go get some coffee, so whatever is there. Come back. I promise you do some work. You will. Right? Less than I hoped for, but we'll do some work. Okay? Promise. See you in 30 minutes. Right? Okay, so let's refocus here. You saw some things. We didn't do much, right? But the objective, or what I hoped the objective would be, was to create one of those apps you saw. You can call them an MFE, whatever you want. We're calling them apps now, right? That does something cool. Use your imagination, whatever. Is published to NPM or JSR, or you just NPM pack it and find a way to send it to me. And then I'll use it on my own thing here, and we'll see what happens when we have a salad of several of them on the same site. Okay, cool, deal? Even if it's just a simple thing, let's try and do that in 57 minutes, okay? All right, so this is the goal. This means I'm gonna skip over a bunch of things, right? So apologies for that. You're gonna have questions. Save them and send them to me either on Slack or if you find something that you don't like, submit a PR, whatever. This is not the end of this, all right? Just keep that in mind. So I'm gonna breeze through a couple of things here, but let's focus on the goal. We want to add a link to the header, all right? Let's focus on the first suggested feature here. Deal? I'm gonna do one or two of these, and then I'm gonna let you loose. All right? Okay, so I want to add a link to the header in that site. The first question is where? Where do I do that? So you do that in your own app. So the first thing you need is your own app. So where is that? In the VM, there's a folder called Frontend Template App, like application, sorry. Okay? You know this guy. It used to create MFEs. Now it creates these app things. This is a branch called frontend-base of that repository. Okay, cool. It's if you look at the log, it's a bunch of changes that I made. If you're interested, like what's the difference between a regular MFE and an app? This is one way you answer that question. You look at the diff between that branch and the base branch. Okay. I'm just going to breeze through here. You can see there are no longer .m files. That's one thing. There's no longer a bunch of things, okay? But if you're curious, I'm not going to spend much time here. If you have this question, this is what you do. So trust me, this is supposed to work. I know because if you go in here, I'm stopping the template site. Okay, I stopped the template site. And if I look at package.json, right, I can run npm run dev here too, right? So hint, this is how you develop new apps. You run npm run dev on them, and it'll fire up a fake site just for development, right? And it's configured via site config.dev.tsx in the same repository. And if you look at it, it looks very similar to the one we had before. The difference, like we're importing footer app, header app, shell app. They're all here. Plus our fake or very simple template app there. So we get the header, we get the footer, we get everything we need to test our stuff. Okay, deal? This is dev mode for apps. All right, so if I run npm run dev here, it's not going to work because go ahead and do this, okay? Follow along if you don't mind. So front-end template application, I'm going to nvm use as usual, npm ci. If you were to do this for your own, like real use case, you'd copy this folder somewhere else, give it a new name. You'd go through the repository and replace all strings that say template application and put in your name, whatever you want to put in there. Not your literal name, like your application's name.
Well, it still works as a GitHub template, right? You can still.
If you go to GitHub,
Yeah.
there's a button there where it just copies the whole thing to your own repo, if you want to do that.
And I think you can do that from a branch of your choosing.
I did not test that, I don't know.
Yeah, so that's worth checking out. I
Yeah.
assume you would be able to create a new repo using the front-end-base branch of front-end template application as a template.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
By the way, you use that template functionality for the template site too. Okay. And I'm going to run npm run dev here on the template application directory. So I ran npm ci and npm run dev on template application. I also stopped the other run dev I had running, because the dev ports are always 8080 in these things, so you don't want to have a conflict. As that runs, I'm going to take a further look at it. Okay, I think the connection's not that great. Yeah. Okay, we'll live. Let's take a look here at source. This is an important bit. These files should remain reasonably constant and predictable for your own apps. The most important one, I guess, is index.ts. Unsurprisingly, you're exporting some stuff for use by downstream. The main thing is the app itself, right? But you optionally can also export the routes and the messages separately, because those are things you might want your downstream users to be able to configure, right? But for now, the more important thing is the app. So let's take a look at app.ts. So this is TypeScript now, right? So we're importing a type, and we're using that type for this app that we're exporting here, and it contains a few things. It contains an app ID, routes, messages, providers, slots, and config. You can imagine what these do, especially the more obvious ones. So let me focus on the less obvious ones, which is routes and providers, all right? So these come from separate files, so routes. These are, how many of you have used React Router 6? The data version, okay, couple? This is that. These are data, each of these objects is a very slightly souped up version of a definition of a React Router 6 route, okay, data route. That's all it is. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's lots of documentation about what React Router 6 routes are, okay? So don't worry, I'm not gonna get into it, but React Router 6 data router. This is what these are. It's not new. Remember I said I'm not gonna reinvent the wheel. It's just that, these are routes. So I'm saying here that at the root of my path, this is the URL at the top. What I'm asking for is at the root, I want my main component to be rendered. Okay, so what's the main component? I'm going to go to main.tsx and look at it. Don't worry too much about the app provider here. It's just a React context that gives you a little bit of information about the app that frontend-base holds, and an example page. That's it. So this app is, at the root, render this. So let's look at example page. Where is it?
It looks like on that branch, by default, the base name is set to /frontend template. If you look at the site config dev TSX.
Yeah, exactly. I'll get there. And the base, yeah, we'll see why this works, right? It shouldn't, right, at first glance. An example page is just JSX. You can mix JSX with TSX if you didn't know, right? If the repo supports TypeScript, you can have both. So feel free to use whatever you like. And in this page, there's a hello world. Okay, that's it. So let's see what's going on here. I'm running, this is running, port 8080. So apps.local. Let's try this. It shouldn't work.
Yep.
It didn't work, right? Yes, it shouldn't have worked, and the reason is I'm going to show you, right? It's this. Let's go to our site config.dev.tsx. Remember, this is dev mode. This is a fake site just for developing this app. And I have base name here set to frontend template. This is a React router concept. When you create the router, you can give it a base name, and it means it'll prefix all the routes with that. All right? There's one more place, however, you have to look to understand what's going on. In package.json, this is also important. We're also setting the public path to frontend template, right? And this is not React router, this is Webpack public path. And you have to do this, otherwise the dev server won't know to look for the artifacts of the build at the right place. So you have to do it twice for dev mode. So let's go to frontend template, which should now work.
So if in the eventuality that you remove that base name frontend template from the file, from the site configuration file, it goes to the root?
It goes to the root. But if you're talking about dev mode, or if you're setting public path, you have to do it in both places. Otherwise, it's not just one thing. You have to configure Webpack and React router. Yeah. Oh, but why don't you use the same configuration for both then? We did that. We used to do that. We do that for front-end platform now. It's very hard to understand where each is used just by trying to read the code. So I opted to have it be separate now. So you know what's going on, right? This affects, public path affects Webpack. That's it. Base name affects React router.
Too late on the box for that one.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Fenil's going to be mad at me. Sorry, Fenil. He's probably going to be editing this. What was the question? We can ask the question again, right? What was the question again? Who asked the question? Who was it? Or no? All right, forget it. Yeah.
So we're kind of tying the configuration to React router, and that's been pretty unstable over time. Like the way to configure routes and how they work and whether they can be nested and stuff like that. So is there like some strategy in place to mitigate that?
Yeah, not really. No, we're pretty tied to React router at the moment. It means that once we probably eventually move to V7, there's going to be a breaking change between these two things. On the other hand, it's a breaking change that everybody in the industry is going to have to go through, so it's not a big shame if we also have to do that for our MFAs, right? I guess that's sort of my thinking right now. Feel free to challenge it. It's the same with React context, which is very important too. It's what we have. They're not perfect, but instead of inventing something new, that's for now what we were proposing to use. So, but it's a good question. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, this is so little time. This is the front-end template application page, your application page in development mode with the page there. This means that if I change that page, it should reflect immediately, right? So let's try that. So where am I? Okay, so let's edit. Where am I? Node modules. No, I want source example. I'm going to edit example page.jsx. I'm going to say, hello, Paris. Yay. I just wrote the file, and it didn't work.
Really?
It did not work. I'm so disappointed.
Mine worked.
Oh, it did. It's just a slow VM. Okay, cool.
I was about to say, this was instant for me.
And you have your development environment, right? And you probably have a million questions, but for now, let's take a look at our objectives again. What are we trying to do? We're trying to do something cool. Okay, no. We want to add a link to the header. All right. How the hell do I do that? There's no documentation on this new package that just came out yesterday. Sorry, there will be eventually. So we're going to have to use the source. Fortunately, frontend-base has its own dev mode. So you can fool around inside it to see how things work, including the header, the footer, etc. So let's drop out for a minute from this dev mode here and go to frontend-base. And is stuff installed here? It's not. So I'm going to do the same thing as usual, nvm use npm CI. And as that happens, I'm going to open another window there. And I'm going to rush a little and cheat and tell you where the stuff is set. So the shell has, so I'm in the shell directory of frontend-base. It has a dev mode, and all of the components for that dev mode are in this dev directory. So there's a dev footer app, a dev header app, a dev user app, and an index.ts, which is just exporting all this stuff for configuration in an internal site configuration file. Right? So yeah, I know I'm rushing through it. This is another fake dev site with some fake apps. The difference is these apps do a bunch of things that you're going to want to do, right? So you can use them for reference. So did my CI finish? Yes. I'm going to run npm run dev. Again, this is the third run dev I'm running. It's a different one. I started with template site and then went to template application. Now I'm in front-end base itself. Same command, different directories. So this is going to take a little while. In the meantime, let's take a look at how the dev header app does things. Well, what does it look like? There's an index.ts, probably just exporting stuff. Yeah, it's just an export from app. So let's take a look at app.tsx. Ooh, okay, interesting. What is it doing? So, all right. What is this? Can somebody tell me what this is doing? Yes, use the box too.
It seems to be using the slots that we have on the MFEs to place the header there.
Yes. Which slot? It's using the
Links of the header.
Yeah, it's
the other
it's some slot. I don't know anything about it. I know it's called header.primary links. So, right, it's probably some stuff that is important in the header, right? This should be self-explanatory, hopefully. This operation, this widget has an ID itself, right? One's a slot ID, one's the ID of the widget. And it's also following the funky reverse DNS stuff. And you'll see why later. But in the meantime, we are appending, right? Not too difficult to understand. And what are we appending? An element. There are two things you can append. Well, there's more, but there's an element and a component. If you're passing in an element, it has to be a React, actual React element. You can pass a function, a functional component, and then you just pass the name of the component, okay? There are different use cases for these. So we have our answer for the first thing right at the top there. This is how you add something somewhere. So this link menu item here is just something that is in frontend-base, a different directory. We export this. This is something you can use in your own app to create a nav link, which is not going anywhere at this point. It's just a fake thing. So let's look at it. If my build finished, it did. Cool. So I'm at a different site now. All right, does it match what I had there? What did I have there? I had a courses link. What does that look like? Courses link. There's a book icon with a title option. Interesting, we have options now. And there is a book icon there, so it looks like this is the right thing, right? So I'm role-playing here, so you understand how, I hope you understand how to figure this shit out for yourself afterwards, right? For lack of documentation and time. So this is the way it works. So if you look here, there's a full and a bar. There's some homepage content. And I'm missing a slot showcase link. I think I broke it some other time. It's okay. Let's take another look at what's here. I have another primary link. This is the full link, okay. I have a bar link. And that's about it for the header, all right? So we have something to work on. How about as an exercise now, you go into the template application and insert something on the header. You now, not me. Is everybody set up? Okay, so go ahead and do that. And I'm gonna go around and check if you actually did it. So please, feel free to ask questions at any time.
Where is this file in frontend-base so we can use that for reference again?
Good question. This is src app.tsx. Again. Oh no, it's not. It's way down there. It's on shell dev header app.tsx. Sorry. Yeah, shell dev header app.tsx. And now you can use this on front-end template application. On my example page, on my example app. Ugh. You can insert anything in the header. It doesn't have to be that exact element. Oh, there you go. No. There you go. I'm breezing along, but if you want to follow, it's cool. Uh-huh.
So I just noticed that this is an app.ts file, not an app.tsx file.
Yes. I noticed that too. Look.
Okay, you hit the exact same issue.
Yes. So what's the problem here? Can anybody tell? Yeah.
It has to be a TSX file to render basically HTML. So
Yeah, you can't do what I just did on a TS
if
file.
If it's a TS file, it wouldn't render.
Of course. So we have to.
Can we just make it a TSX?
Yeah.
Cool. We can just import from TSX files.
I'm just moving the file to TSX. And it should work. Yeah, your computer is much faster than mine. Yeah.
So does anybody put something fun in the header that they want to show off?
Yeah, let's do this. We don't really have a lot of time, so everybody adds something to the header, and then run npm pack on your application. They're going to have to change their package.json. Let's see. Let me do that. So
I mean, we could do npm pack, or we could just have people paste the code somewhere.
I want to try like npm installing there.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful. We can do it, yes. Yeah.
Well, it's all the same network, so they can SCP. It's the same password.
Okay, yeah.
So go in your package.json and just change. Let's see what you're going to change. You're going to change the name of the package and template application, right? What else? I don't think you need to change anything else here. And you want to change your index file to something different than frontend template app. Let's call it frontend template app, my name. You can give whatever name you want. I don't even know if my add operation worked. I hope it did. So if I run this, I have a new app, frontend template app Adolfo. I can import it. Okay, let's try it. npm pack. Frontend template app Adolfo. Okay, cool. I can then go in my frontend template site and npm install that. All right. If I look into node modules, open edX, frontend template app, template Adolfo. Okay, cool. And now in my site config, .dev, I'm going to import that. I forget what I actually called it. Damn it. Even I'm getting lost in all these. Frontend template application. And my app. Frontend template app Adolfo. Okay. What was the packaging? Yeah. Frontend template Adolfo. I'm just gonna add it here, typo. And if I run npm run dev, this should work. Cross your fingers. So you see what I just did there? Oh no, I have something running somewhere. Oh, there it is. What I did was I changed two places in the template app. I packed that as a tarball. It's the same as publishing to npm in practice. Then I installed that to the template site, and I just dropped in the app configuration into the list of apps in that site. I didn't need to do anything else. The app should know to put that thing in the header of my site now. That's the theory, at least. Let's see if it works.
So I have packed from frontend template application,
Yeah.
and now I go over to my frontend template site and
Install that pack.
okay, just npm install that pack.
Yes,
just
exactly.
go for it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. The file itself, npm I. Come on.
And then after that, I would go into my site config dev tsx in frontend template site, import my app from whatever the package name of my app is.
Yeah, just like the other ones.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. I'm just getting these questions on record here.
Yes. Oh, I have an error. I forgot to import something. And I made this mistake in the template app, okay? For obvious reasons. Let's fix it. So this is another thing that there you go. Widget operation types. Yeah, let's hope I fixed the bug. I have to npm pack again. Okay. npm install again. And run dev. Are you trying this? Because I'm going to want your tarballs in a minute.
So in frontend template side, we are not replacing learning report, but adding.
Just adding an app. What I'm trying to do here, you can do anything you want. I'm just trying to add something to the header. Obviously, it comes with all the rest of the app, so I now also have an example page. Yeah, this is the one that takes a while. The 2 MFEs plus the app. Yeah, it worked. All right, somebody got it working. Okay, let's see. Drum roll. Hey, mine worked too. What do you know? Let's see. Let's see if what didn't work.
I was trying to figure out, because in the front-end template application, I modified the example page there. And so it looks like I was not able to access the modified example page at the same route that I had it in the template application. So it seems like there must be something I'm missing there.
Yes, we can look at that shortly. How many of you managed to actually do this? Or something similar? 1? sorta, two. Does anybody want to send me a tarball? Yeah? Do this. After that same pack that you used in your site, just, what's my IP address? Here it is. Let's try SCP tarball name, blah, 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 .tgz workshop at 52.204.28.124. Send me to my home, please. It's obviously the same password for all VMs. So. Don't tell me what you did to the header. We'll find out the hard way. Also tell me if the SCP works. The passwords, yes.
Same one that you needed to log into your VM.
Oh, okay. So the password is, I thought you were in a VM. Okay, cool. Well, it's still gonna work, yeah. The password is, what's the password? Where is the easiest place to check the password?
It should be in the workshop documentation.
Yes, docs.
You click on the in the cloud, that's what you want.
Yeah. The password is this video barstool gravitate probe. There's no hidden meaning. It's a random generated set of 4 words. Don't try to psychoanalyze me. Just kidding. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the second part's a bit dense, I know. But I warned you.
We still have time to go through the backup things in the...
Right, and try run it here? What do you mean? You send me yours too. This is everything.
That's your IP.
The tarballing and the installing part, I've gotten...
In practice, this is just for here, right? Or if you're testing stuff locally, you just run npm pack on the application. No, npm pack creates the TGZ file, and then you install that TGZ file in the template site. You understand? Like, oh, of course. The user is workshop the password. I'm just going to install whatever is in there in the world's worst security incident. You could have a slot configuration there that kills my whole instance.
Let's see what you command again. It was
SCP,
TGZ thingy.
the TGZ workshop at 52.204.28.124 : that gets it to my home. Let's see. Oh, okay. Maybe you've got mail? No, wait. Oh, I'm in the wrong. What am I looking at here? Where's? Oh, okay. Oh, I think I lost my connection. Did I? No, it's here.
There we go.
Ooh! Let's install this stuff and see what it does. Glebe, Naveen, and Kshirij.
And thumbs up. You got mine.
And thumbs up, yeah, it's yours.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna install all these guys in my site. 2, okay. npm I open it. Oh, wow, I hate this.
Close the browser.
Yeah, I don't want to close the browser. God damn it. Well, where? Oh, it's two directories. OpenX, frontend, app, thumbs up. Okay. All right, what's next? Frontend app, frontend template app, shittage. Are the other ones all frontend app? Oh, application. Blech. They're all different.
I got rid of template.
God damn you!
Front-end app, front-end template app, front-end template application, front-end template not application.
Now you need to tell me your export names, right? And the right. Okay.
I assume a lot of them are still just like template app, but then you can do as
Yeah.
and handle that. But mine's thumbs up now.
Okay. Let's try the known quantity here. Site config dev. So call it out, Ryan. Front end.
It's import thumbs up app.
Oh, it's just thumbs up app?
Yep.
Thumbs up or up?
Thumbs, THUMBS, then capital U. It should find it. If you
Thumbs up
go
app.
to from at open edX / frontend app thumbs up.
What's happening to my thing? God damn it. I hate this. Okay, let's try again. Thumbs up app from OpenEdX.
Yeah, open edX / frontend app thumbs up.
Okay, this is one. Somebody call out another.
Who else had one?
Shittage app?
Shittage app.
Shittage app, okay. And the package front end, you remember?
Yeah, it's front-end template app Shittage. I mean, there's an S after my name. That's KSHITIJS.
What?
It's Shittage.
Oh. Wait. Oh, let me just look at the. SHITIJ. This is not what I had?
No, in the import.
Oh. SHITI. No, it's wrong. Oh, it's an S? Oh, is that what? Sorry. No, it's okay. See how difficult it is to publish a package? Glebe, what's yours?
Mine is default frontend template app from frontend template application glib.
Okay, so default?
No, just frontend template app.
Oh, all right, okay.
I'm lazy.
Glib zap. I'll fix it for you.
So
What's the name of the package?
Frontend template application glib.
Okay. You seem like. Okay, I'll get to it. What's next?
Yeah.
Is this? Oh, I don't know what's happening here. Let me close the browser for a minute. Yeah. Who's next? Naveen.
Yeah, it's front-end template app Naveen.
Okay, well, at least that's different.
Yes. I just started Naveen. And front-end template Naveen. So there's no application.
At least yours is short.
And actually, I only left the default title, and I'm the only one in this file who left it, so you can use it.
You have one. I'll import it later. I'll install it later. What's?
Just change Naveen to Maxim in this frontend template app Maxim.
I forgot it's a Y or an I.
Yeah, like that. And I think without like @ and open edX and slash.
This guy's fancy now. I
They
don't
want
need
to
a
violate the
namespace.
trademark.
I don't need a namespace, but everybody's going to use my app.
No, it's frontend template app Maxim.
Okay, I need to install it first. Let's take bets on if this is going to build at all. npmi frontend. Where is it? Oh, there it is. No. Oh, it's just frontend template. Yeah. I'm just joking. This is fun.
And then we're going to want to make sure that we actually put them into the apps array there.
And we want to make sure we put it in the apps array, of course. Thank you. Wait, no, site config. Ah. All right, I have mine in there, thumbs up. If I had a proper IDE, this would be much easier. No, no. Vim. No. I'll do it the manual way, okay. I used to know all this shit, but now I became lazy. I now use nvim with lazy vim, so I'm literally lazy now. I'll just type like a Neanderthal is what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's glibzap. Glibzap.
Oh, it's glibzap. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pair programming with 10 people.
Swarm, mob.
Mob programming. Well, it's open source programming, right? That's how it works. It's out there. Everybody sees your shit. Okay. So yours is?
On the import line? No, this one is correct.
Oh, import from.
Yeah. It's an app application in the package.
Okay, give me like 4 characters to the right.
Frontend template app Maxim.
Wait, one at a time.
Press $sign.
Okay.
Double D.
This is fabulous. Okay, go ahead.
Double D. So if you read from if you read the name of the package from the end, you see app, change it to application, and then we'll have a chance it builds on first try.
Here where the cursor is?
Yes.
Thank you, except no typo. Is this all I need to do?
Yes.
Okay. Is the rest correct? I mean, there are 20 eyes on this. If this doesn't build, crowdsourcing is a failure. Okay. What will be, will be. Our slow VM is going to take its time. It might not finish before time. We'll never know.
So we are just going to end up with a site with 15 headers?
I have no idea what's going to happen. That's the whole point of this exercise. In the meantime, questions. I know you have many. There's time for 2 or 1, depending.
And the buses don't leave till 6:15, so.
Oh, okay. All right. Again, remember the diagram. This is what this is about. You don't remember the diagram, it's just one. I remember it, I could draw it. Yeah. You know. It's a shell. You put stuff into slots. Everything is a slot. Everything. Okay? So you can do whatever you want with these operations. Where can you find out about these operations right now? The source. Which source? We have several here. Frontend-base. Run npm run dev on frontend-base. It's a sandbox. It's a literal like playground sandbox where you can see different things happening. Interesting things I didn't cover here, I wish I had.